The Story of Laziness, Water and Stone. There was once a boy named Arjun. He was very intelligent. His memory was sharp, his mind quick, and everyone believed he had great potential. But he had one great weakness. He was terribly lazy. Every night he promised himself, "Tomorrow I will wake up early. Tomorrow I will study seriously. Tomorrow I will change my life." But that tomorrow never came. When the time arrived to actually work, he felt tired. He delayed, and he thought to himself, "Not today. I will begin tomorrow." At last his father, tired of his excuses, sent him to live in the monastery of a wise teacher, Guru Ramanand, hoping that the boy would learn discipline. When the guru first met him, he asked gently, "Arjun, your father says you are clever but lazy. Tell me, why is that so?" Arjun sighed and replied, "Master, I truly want to improve myself, but whenever I am about to start, I feel weak. I think, maybe tomorrow will be better." The guru smiled softly and said, "Tomorrow, that is the favorite word of a lazy man. But tell me, Arjun, do you know how many tomorrows you have in your life?" Arjun shook his head. "No, master." Then the guru's voice grew firm. "Exactly. No one knows. Yet you waste today in the hope of a tomorrow that may never come." The next morning, the guru took Arjun for a walk towards the river. Along the way, they saw farmers working in the fields, some carrying water, some sowing seeds, some repairing tools. The guru pointed at them and said, "Look at these men, Arjun. Do you think they wake up every day full of excitement?" Arjun thought for a moment and said, "Probably not, master. They must get tired too." The guru nodded. "Exactly. But they know if they stop working, their crops will not grow. Their families will not eat. They do not wait for inspiration. They act." When they reached the riverbank, the guru pointed at a great stone, half buried in the water. On its surface was a deep hollow, carved over years by the falling drops of water. Arjun's eyes widened with surprise. The guru said, "Look closely. Who made this mark? Was it a hammer? A chisel?" Arjun bent down and replied, "No, master. It must have been the drops of water." The guru smiled. "Yes, soft, gentle drops of water, falling day after day." From that day on, Arjun began to change. But change was not easy. When the morning bell rang at 5, his body ached to stay in bed. Yet he forced himself to rise, remembering the drops of water. When he sat to study, his mind wandered. "Take a break. Tomorrow will be better." But he clenched his fists and thought again of the water. Drop, drop, drop. And he continued. Every day was a struggle. Some days he failed, but he never gave up. Slowly, his habits changed. His laziness grew weaker, his discipline stronger. Months passed, and the people of the monastery began to notice. The once idle boy now rose at dawn, worked with focus, and even guided younger students. Guru Ramanand looked at him with pride one day and asked, "So, Arjun, have you defeated laziness?" Arjun smiled humbly. "Not completely, master. But now I know the secret. I no longer wait for motivation. I take small steps every day, and slowly laziness loses." The guru nodded. "Good. Remember, success is not built in a single day. It is built daily." After a year, Arjun returned home to his village. His father and the villagers were astonished. The boy who once wasted his days now woke up before sunrise, worked hard, studied sincerely, and inspired others. When people asked him, "Arjun, how did you change so much?" he simply smiled and said, "I learned from water and stone. Small daily efforts are stronger than the hardest obstacles. Years later, Arjun himself became a teacher. When his students complained of laziness, he would take them to the river and show them the same stone. By then, the hollow was even deeper, carved more and more by the steady drops of water. Pointing at it, he would say, "Moral of the story is, consistency destroys laziness, and small daily efforts build great lives."